Hey guys, it's Andrew and Chris with Bolton Technical, and we're here today with Larry Perry from Kindred Transport Company. And today we're going to be installing one of our Bolton Technical cell phone signal boosters onto one of Larry's 18-wheeler trucks. This is a Cascadia Freightliner. And yeah, Larry, thanks for having us over. And how long have you been in business?
We're a small company. We've been in business for about a year and a half now.
Okay.
We pulled our first load October 6th, about a year and a half ago.
All right, excellent. So yeah, here we are. We're going to run you guys through the entire sort of installation process and show you just how quickly and easily you guys are going to be able to have cell phone coverage in the cab of this truck. Okay.
So here we are, we're getting ready to install this mount on this Freightliner. This is actually a Bolton Technical Freightliner mount that we're going to put on here. So we can actually put our Bolton Technical signal booster antenna on it, the blade. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to get this thing ready, and I'm going to take these bolts out of the mirror, because what you can do is you can bolt it directly to the mirror instead of having to put a U-clamp on here or any kind of clamp on the mirror itself. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and put this on here, and then we're going to move on to mounting the antenna and getting the cable run and get this install done. So here we go. There you have it, everyone. What you can see is I put the new bolts in there. They thread in there right. They're a little bit longer, so this mounts correctly to it. I've set this to a little bit of a 45-degree angle so that antenna will angle out. And as you can see, we're all set. So the next thing we're going to do is we're going to get this antenna mounted on here, and we'll be ready to go. So I'm going to talk a little bit about the antenna we're getting ready to mount here. We actually have our Bolton Blade Original antenna, and we have our new trucking style antenna. We're suggesting these for the larger trucks because of the height and the distance, so we can get that omnidirectional feed into the antenna. So we still are going to carry our original because it's true and tried, but this one is going to be more for larger trucks so we can get them out away from the cab. So even if you have a big kind of like four-wheel drive truck, this might even be for you too. This is like a suggestion we would give to you. So this is the difference we've got between. But today on our Freightliner, we're going to be mounting the larger Bolton blade antenna on here. But Andrew's got a little thing to talk about that is our bread and butter here.
So the other thing we're going to show you that's unique to the Bolton antennas is the quick disconnect. So if you'll notice here, we've got, instead of having one long cable connected directly into the boost inside the truck, we have a quick disconnect cable. The beauty of this is that, should the antenna break, should weather take it down, should you be in an area where you have to change the angle of the antenna or remove it completely, it's simple enough to do that. And this quick disconnect is a standard component that comes with the antenna, simply bolts on the bottom. And we're going to show you how it works connected on the actual truck right now. Cool.
Awesome. I'm going to show you how this puts together. Basically, for the quick disconnect, we're going to put this right onto our antenna. And if you can hold this for me.
Sure.
We're going to put this right on the antenna. Okay? The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to screw this into my dome mount. Okay, this is the actual receiver for the quick disconnect. So we can get kind of things adjusted here a little bit. I'm going to put this right on my dome mount. As you can see, once I get that on there and get it nice and snug, I can take the Bolton antenna, the blade, and I can put it right on the antenna. I'm going to go ahead and use this to tighten it down a little bit more. Then I'm going to show you how easy it is to take this antenna off. Now, basically what we can do is if we need to go inside, you don't want the antenna stolen, something gets broken on it, basically all you have to do is push down on here, lift up, antenna comes off. Push down, put it back on, simply to put the antenna and to install it, good to go. So what we're going to do next is we're going to go ahead and get our wiring from the outside antenna installed and run into the cab and connect it to the booster.
All right, guys, so when your Bolton Technical Trucker Kit arrives in the mail, it's going to come in a box like this. Inside the box, you're going to have your blade trucker antenna, and you're going to have your signal booster. So inside the signal booster, you have obviously the Bolton Velocity booster itself. You have a length of cable that is 6 foot of cable that's going to run from your outside antenna inside the cab into the booster. And then you're going to have an inside little flat antenna that you're going to position, and we'll show you in a minute where that positions inside the actual cab of the truck. And then you have a 12 volt lighter connector as well. That's got an on-off switch as well that's going to power it. Now, we do also have a hardwire kit if you choose to hardwire the system as well. That's also available through boltontechnical.com. So we're going to show you how we install all 3 systems right now. Okay,
That's cool. Let's do it. Okay, so now what we're going to do is we're going to do our outside cable. This cable connects to the blade antenna, and we're going to run it through the doorway here, and we're going to run it down inside the cab of the truck that's going to actually plug into the booster. So this is a really simple operation. All we have to do is take our SMA connection here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to open the door to the cab of the truck, and I'm going to feed this cable basically through here to make sure that I got it through. And what we're going to do, we'll come back and we're going to zip tie that up and clean it up. But once we get inside here, I'm going to run this cable in here and try to get it kind of cleaned up and nice and neat, because the position of the booster is going to go underneath the back seat here. So I'm going to lift this up, and we're going to tuck this cable underneath. And in doing so, it's going to allow us to get this back here, and the driver himself is not going to have an issue with the cable being in the way. Okay, now that I've done this, what I can do is I'm going to go back, tighten things up a little bit, but we can move on to mounting our booster underneath the seat. Okay, so here we're inside and we're going to get ready to put our booster in, but a few things that we need to go over first about the booster itself. Number one is when this power is on top of the plug-in is going to be the on-off switch, okay? So the beautiful part about this booster is it's labeled. It's going to tell you inside or outside. First thing we're going to do is we're going to take our blade antenna that was coming from the outside, and all we're going to do is we're going to put that connection in there, and we're going to tighten it down, okay? So we have our outside cable going to the outside connection. Once we have that complete, all we have to do is position our booster. We're going to grab our inside antenna, and I think what we'll do is we're going to split, and we're going to go and plug this in, and I'm going to run this up to the station up there. So this is mounted, pointing back at the driver himself, so he's going to get that cellular boost coming right at him. So we're going to install the B-flat coming up next. Okay, so we got our booster routed and mounted underneath the seat, and then for the inside antenna, the customer specified that he would like for us to mount the inside antenna and bring it back up around into the front side over the dashboard. So what we've done is I've got the B-flat antenna in here, and we're going to mount this B-flat antenna and try to optimize it so that's pointing right at the driver. So when he's on the phone or a cell phone call is coming in, he's going to get that signal boost going on. So we're going to go ahead and get this mounted up, then we're going to get the system turned on and get it booted up and do some readings.
All right, guys, so we're going to do some testing here. So we're using the Network Cell Info Lite app, and right now the booster is off. We're showing about a -98, almost -100 sort of reading inside this cab, which is not fantastic signal at all. But what we're going to do now is turn on the booster, and we're going to show you what sort of improvement you're going to see. Okay, you can see the improvement happening right there. So we're already down to -92. What we started on -98.
100.
Yeah, that's about a 10 dB gain already. Now the system will take a little while. The signal booster itself will take a little while to really cycle through and work. So just be a little bit patient with it. But you're seeing already there, about a 10 dB gain. Now keep in mind, with every 3 dB of gain, you're actually doubling your output power. So this is quite sort of outstanding results that we're seeing already. Now we're down to -88. So yeah, fantastic performance already on the inside of this truck, and happy traveling with strong cell phone signal.
Awesome.
All right, guys, well, that's a wrap. Out here in the Texas heat, it's about 110 degrees out here today, so the Bolton team's working hard. Fantastic install here on this truck for Larry. And just to, a couple of things. So obviously this mount is standard for this Cascadia model, but Bolton produce mounts for the antennas, whether it be a Peterbilt or a Kenworth or whatever it is. You name it, we've got them in stock, and we'll customize any mount that you need to get this thing up and running, optimal. And obviously the signal boosters are available at boltontechnical.com, and we look forward to seeing you guys down the road. Thanks.